Yes, indeed, folks, listen to Blue Please right here on cynicalbrit.com with myself, Total Biscuit. Chat room is most likely full. I think we actually broke Tiny Chat. I don't think we could go any bigger than this. And yes, the mirror server's starting to fill up as well. There's really not a lot I can do about that. Sorry. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. If you want to donate towards getting a bigger streaming server, then PayPal is totalbiscuit@gmail.com. So I don't think you're going to do that, but whatever. I can try, can't I? Internet panhandling is the win, I'm told. Alright. Talking about this Gamescom thing. If you're listening on the podcast, you should have checked out the show notes over on cynicalbrit.com. I'll put a link to it there. So we're in the middle of this, and this is what Tom Chilton's talking about. So we were talking about the hardcore progression, all that kind of thing. I'm going to go on and look at the rest of it. So, here we go. So, he goes on to say that a complete overhaul like Cataclysm might also happen again in the future, and he explains that the other continents of the game are likely to be given similar treatment. Really? Okay. When, I wonder? That's interesting, isn't it? Because can you ever really justify giving, say, Outlands or Northrend an overhaul like in Cataclysm? It seems, I don't know, it seems very limited in terms of who it would appeal to. Because, I mean, that's proper, full-on expansion material. There's no doubt about that. That is really hardcore expansion material. That costs a lot of money and it takes a lot of time. So what would you do? At the end of the day, what would you do? Would you redo them at the same level? Would you end up, say, having it so that you go back there at 85 to 90? I don't know. That's really weird, isn't it? It's an odd idea, and it's actually kind of worrying, because that stuff's going to take a lot of time, and if they end up overhauling... I'm not saying they shouldn't overhaul the Outlands in Northrend, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Outlands is probably the worst questing area. As of Cataclysm, it's definitely the worst questing area. And Wrath questing is actually pretty good in comparison to TBC. This is one of the things that I said they did right in Wrath. They got the questing a lot better. The questing was a lot more engaging and a lot more enjoyable than it was in TBC, and certainly way more than it was in Vanilla. TBC questing is not that great. I mean, it had the advantage of having some really unique environments, like, say, Zanga Marsh. Zanga Marsh is an awesome-looking area, but the quests there sucked. So, honestly, if you're going to remake it, how are they going to do it? Because I don't think I'm really all that keen on them going back and say, here's another expansion, ladies and gentlemen, we redid the Outlands. Would you accept that? I don't think I would. I mean, okay, all of Azeroth, okay. I get that. That's fine. It had some much-needed progression in terms of the story and in terms of the way everything's done, and it's great. I mean, in terms of the way that the game looks now, it looks awesome. It's great to fly over those old areas again and have a look and see what's changed. There are enough changes there definitely to justify. I actually had some guy on my YouTube channel say, oh, this is less than an expansion and more than a patch. No, it's an expansion. It really is, dingus. Seriously. There are sufficient new areas to justify it being an expansion. There are sufficient changes to justify it being an expansion. I forgot to say, the 4 new areas are way bigger than what's in Northrend. Those 4 new areas, they are larger by far than the entirety of Northrend. And they're certainly bigger than Outlands. I can tell you that for a fact, because I've been in all of them. Vashia is freaking huge! Oh, you have no idea! It's enormous! And talking about some of the large areas like Blade's Edge and like Nagrand, these areas are way bigger. Hyjal's bigger, Vashia's bigger, Oldham's bigger, Twilight Highlands is bigger. There is more content, and that's 5 levels and not 10! Don't tell me this is not an expansion! Are you blind? Alright, well, it's less of an expansion, it's more than a patch. Oh, could you herp and derp any more? Oh! People like that give me a headache. Ah, they do. Sorry. That is so dumb. It's so very, very dumb. You know, as someone who criticizes Blizzard and has done for the past 5 to 6 years, this is an expansion. This is the biggest expansion they've ever done. By far. It is the best value expansion they've ever done. They've crammed more content into 5 levels than they've ever crammed into 10 previously. And it's better. It's all better. They have learned. Never, ever say about Blizzard that they don't learn from their mistakes, because they do. Sometimes it takes them time. Sometimes they go through a bunch of stages. It's kind of like the puberty phase. You know, it's like, Mommy, I don't want to do my homework today. Can I just make a binary hard mode? You know, things like that. It takes them a while, but look what Tom Chilton said. We think that this is a good idea. We want more difficulty levels. That's good. They learn from their mistakes. That's why they're one of the best developers in the world. Doesn't mean they're immune to criticism. Doesn't mean they don't make mistakes. They make loads of mistakes. But they're still one of the best devs in the world. Because development is not an exact science. Ever. In any scenario. The best developer in the world can still screw up. Okay. So we go on. Explaining the drawbacks of the pack's approach, Chilton says that it's less clear to the players where the new content is because it's spread out across the existing world. Communicating where the new features are is going to be a challenge for the development team. How about you just don't? Why do you need to tell them? Explain to me why you need to tell them. The only thing you need to do for 80 to 85s is point them in the direction of the right zones. And you want to know how they're doing that right now? There's actually a big... At the moment in the beta, there's a big notice board in the middle of Ogrimmar. As of my level 80, it's like, go to Vashir, go to Hyjal. And I imagine that's a placeholder. There'll be some much more engaging stuff to get you there. As long as you're taken to the right places, it's fine. And as regards to alts, well, how about you just let them experience it on their own damn terms? Alts are going to notice the difference. You're going to see in the video that I've got, the one that's coming up today and will probably be uploaded overnight, the new Worgen video, Deep Ocean Vast Sea is gone. Completely, totally, 110% gone. It's gone. Totally gone. Good. Death to Deep Ocean Vast Sea. People are going to notice that. You'd have to be an idiot not to notice that. I never leveled an alliance in my life, and I noticed that. It's not hard. Really. So, don't explain to people what's changed. Let them see. Let them play. That's all that is needed. Your content is good enough. Mostly. There's a lot of things that need to be changed. Like, there's some crappy quests in there still. Get rid of those. Deal with them. Make it better. But yeah, undoubtedly, let them experience it for themselves. You don't need to put... Oh, guys, look, this is new. Really, it's new. Look. Oh, for God's sake, have some faith in your player base. I know you don't have a reason to. I just go on the official WoW forums and I lose all faith in mankind, let alone the player base. But seriously, they will notice. They are not that stupid. Only mostly. Okay. The director reveals that the existing gameplay will still be accessible following the launch of Cataclysm, and players can play the new quests in level 1 to 60. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we knew that. New quests, level 1 to 60. You can do it without the expansion pack. That's the main thing. So, if you don't have the expansion and you're still on vanilla, or you're just trying it out, yeah, you'll get to play all of the new stuff up to level 60. So, it's all cool. Okay. He says that race class combinations will be available right after the cataclysmic event occurs. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I can imagine what that's going to be. It's like, guys, there's a cataclysm. You know those Tauren Paladins we've been hiding out? Yeah, under Thunder Bluff. Yeah, those ones, that big cave. Yeah, the cave you couldn't get into. That's where we kept the Tauren Paladins. We might want to use them now. Guys, what do you mean there's no Tauren Paladins? Yeah, there are, really. We've just been hiding them. They're right there. See? There you go. Holy cows. Whole freaking mountain full of holy cows. Just ready to go. It's easy. Okay. Jilton then addresses reports that new subscribers have stagnated. He denies such claims, saying the game is continuing to grow. He went on to say that every time a new expansion is released, the user base grows. Really? Thanks, Captain Obvious. Ugh. Come on, Tom. Everybody knows this. Are you suggesting that a massive marketing campaign, a large revamp of the game, and a huge amount of store shelf presence increases the subscriber base? Really? That is the sound of my illusions being shattered by that earth-shattering revelation. Oh, God. I can see why you're one of the top dogs at Blizzard. You know your stuff, man. Okay, on we go. Reveals that Blizzard are interested in bringing in new communication features into the game. They said they want to bring in Battle.net voice chat across games. Please make it better than it currently is, because if you bring in what you've got right now, it's gonna be awful. It's bad. Honestly, it's like, unless you're going to provide a server-based solution along the lines of Ventrilo, I'm never going to use that stuff. Why would I use something that's suboptimal? Well, I could sit on a server that streams at 1228 kbps, 48 kilohertz quality, the kind of audio that you could record to a CD, and people would think, that sounds alright. Or I could use Blizzard voice chat, whereby it's the in-game equivalent of talking through 2 tin cans and a piece of string stretched across a frickin' highway. It's awful. Why would you want to use that? Server-based solutions are the best. Peer-to-peer voice over IP, with the exception of Skype, and even then that breaks up a lot of the time, is bad. It's certainly not going to work in a game. Please don't do it. He went on to say that it hails the online service as a great success and announces plans to keep expanding the platform to make it more feature-rich. Oh, please do, because right now the platform's not very good. I'm sorry, it isn't. Hey, what does Battle.net offer? Nothing? You play your games the way we want you to play your games. Oh, okay, Blizz, I guess, because I don't really have a choice, but honestly, I'd really prefer to do LAN. Do not speak of the LAN! The LAN is Satan incarnate! Do not speak of it in this hallowed hall! But Blizzard, I'm playing at a LAN center, and the lag is like, do not speak of the L word! Lag does not exist! The technology just isn't there yet! But Blizzard, you had cross-region play in 1998. Do not speak of the cross-region play! It's bad, isn't it? It's so bad. Battle.net 2.0, 3 steps back, and hopefully we'll get 3 steps forward in the next 10 years. That would be great. Oh, man. Get back to where we were. Right. Okay, what else we got? Fielding a question about giving away too much free content, Chilton says that he doesn't anticipate a problem with this. He cites the success of free content patches and the game's ongoing growth as evidence of this. So what he's talking about is the fact that people that don't buy Cataclysm still get 1 to 60 new quests. And you might think that's dumb, but it really isn't. Hell no. They're looking at the long term here. You're looking at player retention. This is really vitally important. What do you think's going to happen? Or what do you think would happen, hypothetical, if you didn't get the new 1 to 60 experience if you didn't buy Cataclysm? I'll tell you what happens. 75% loss rate. That's what happens. 75% quit on the trial. They're changing the stuff because they want people to stay. And if they have to give them a free expansion to hook them in, so be it. It's not free. They're still paying subscription, and the meat of the content you have to pay for at 70 to 80 to 85. That's 3 expansions they're going to pay for at that point. The point is, you engage them to 60 and they'll want to play more. It's a long-term business strategy, and it's a good business strategy. It's exactly the kind of business strategy they need. It's awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. More, please. Seriously, more. My name is Total Biscuit, and that was a look at the Gamescom Q&A from Thursday, I believe, with Tom Chilton. A lot of very sensible stuff said there, honestly. I'd love to have Tom Chilton on the show, but somehow I think that's not all that likely. I think it's more likely that Deathwing comes into the studio and gives me a box of chocolates, and then wanders off singing, "Raindrops are falling on my head, and everyone in Azeroth is about to be dead. I'll set them on fire, because I'm Deathwing and I'm awesome. Da-da-da-dum." I'll be right back after this, folks. Enjoy.